Welcome to the BAM Blog Breakdown, where Brian Kaiser and Mike Calderwood, and sometimes our good friend Aaron Zambrano on Mondays, joins us to break down expert business blogs so you can better understand and apply the information to your business and your life for real results. Before we get started with today's amazing blog, go on over to YouTube and push the subscribe button. While you're doing that, I'll go ahead and tell you why you're doing it. First, it's going to allow you to see all the other blogs that we enjoyed BAM slamming in a cool, fun, and energetic way. And it's going to notify you each and every time that we have a new episode. I mean, come on, YouTube thought of it all. It just takes you subscribing to get the notification and the enjoyment of these blogs. So get on over there and subscribe. I'm your humble co-host, Brian Kaiser. I'm here with my BAM partner, Mike Calderwood. Mike, how are you this morning, sir?
Doing fantastic, brother. This is going to be a great BAM blog breakdown. I'm excited for it, and they just keep getting better and better, so let's roll this puppy.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off the summary. I'm going to, we'll start it off, and we're going to start off this way. Kaboom! I mean, Chuck brings it on this one. I mean, he brings it. Okay, running. We're all running. I mean, we're all running every day. Think about it. You get up, you're running somewhere, right? So Chuck explains to us that there's two ways to run. You can run away or you can run towards. So I'm going to ask you, and you need to sit back for a second, just close your eyes and think about this question. Ask yourself, in your business, in your relationships, and in your health, which one of those two are you doing? Are you running away or are you running towards? Now, Chuck being super cool like he is, and he's very clever, he sneaks into the third inevitable option. You can actually, there's one other thing that you can do when you're looking at this. You can stand still. So if you stand still, that means you're going nowhere. So, I want you to go over, take the time while you're thinking about that question, go over to chuckblakeman.com and look up the blog. It's the two driving forces in life. Go read it for yourself, and you can enjoy listening to the rest of the summary and the breakdown as we go through it. But go ahead and pull it up, have it ready to go, because you're going to want to read this. So he calls this standing still point that he snuck in there. He just very cleverly snuck it in there. He calls it neutral, and like I said, head over there. You can look at that, but think about that for a second. In your business, in your relationships, in your health, which are you doing? Are you running away? Are you running towards? Or are you doing the sneaky third option and standing still? Okay. We all do for a reason. And as Chuck describes, sometimes running away is necessary. You get away from danger, negative situations, or as he points out, the girl or guy that just won't shut up. You just have to run away. You have to do it. But the point is, running away isn't always a bad thing. But as he moves on in the blog, he explains to us and he teaches us that you need to be running towards something. But that something doesn't need to be just any something, but it needs to be something that has meaning, purpose, and truly drives you and pushes you onward to the top of whatever the passion is in your life that you've identified to run towards. Okay? We all know that we never want to be stuck in the neutral, in the standstill mode. But I submit to you, after you read the blog, you may find out that maybe it's you, maybe you are in this position, but you may find out many people around you and people that you associate with are in this position of neutral. They're content. They're just there. They do because they just don't know what else to do. And again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but for ultimate happiness and fulfillment in our lives, this is something that would be good to avoid. If you really want to live life to the fullest and get the most out of it, you don't want to be stuck. So this is a reason, and I'm going to throw this in there. This is my own personal plug, but this is a reason many people get coaches for their business, for their relationships, and for their life, because they don't want to fall into this very easy trap. It's a very, very simple trap to fall into. And you just don't want to fall into that trap of being stuck in neutral and having no clearly defined goal or ambition in life. You just don't want to fall into that. So Mike, this blog was pure power, buddy. Pure power. So what aha did you get out of reading it? Because I know this is going to be awesome.
Well, my aha is around focus, and that's why I kept calling you during that to see if I could get you to focus on your phone and run towards your phone and run away from this blog. But I couldn't derail you, and I tried.
Every rascal just keeps going off.
So, look, for me, and I actually just wrote a blog post about this, about the power of focus, right? So to me, we get what we focus on. So going back to your beginning, which is we are either running away from something or towards something, or that sneaky neutral. Neutral usually, for me, means, and from most of my clients that I find that are in neutral, they're avoiding change, they're avoiding conflict, they're avoiding, like, if I just stay neutral, there's zero pain and there's zero chance of failure and there's zero anything. So they stay in neutral, right? But then there's those that are either running towards something or running away from something. So let's take that off the table. Let's take neutral off the table. If we're running towards something, it's usually with intention. When we're running away from something, it's usually without intention. So one, I believe, is more powerful than the other based on focus. And let me just give you a quick explanation of that, and then we'll get into the 3 keys. If I want to avoid some of the health issues that are inherent to my family, okay, I can run away from high blood pressure, and I can run away from diabetes, and I can run away from whatever it is, okay? But for me to do that, the focus is on diabetes. The focus is on high blood pressure. I don't want those things. Or I can run towards good health and healthy choices, and my focus is now on health and wellness, right? So I get what I focus on. It's been said that race car drivers drive so fast, and it's going so fast, and everything's happening at such a high level of speed that they actually look ahead, and they're trained, just like a free throw shooter or a hockey player. They have mechanics to their muscle memory and all that. It's said that the race car drivers, everything's happening so fast that their eyes go to where they're going to go first. What does that mean? Well, that means if they look at the wall just for a split second, they're going to get the wall. They get what they focus on. Where is your focus? Is your focus on avoiding things, running away from things, or is it on getting something specific? You gave the example of running away from something because of danger. That is good. But what are you running? If you're running away from danger, you're running towards something. What is it? Well, I'm running for safety. Great. Do you know where it's at? Well, no. Okay. Well, then we have a problem. You're still focused on the danger. You're still focused on the situation. You're not focused on the solution. You're not focused on the bigger picture. So for me, the aha was we get what we focus on.
That is awesome. That was a good aha.
Thank you. So and it actually ties right into the 3 keys. So let me just jump into that, Brian. We got the Brian Kaiser 3 keys to the blog. It's been said that pain will push you and your vision will pull you. Basically meaning efforts are easier when you have a vision or a purpose, right? So I want you to think about, first of all, do you have a purpose? Do you know your purpose, right? Brian said, we're all doing something. We all have do in our life, right? We're either doing a job, or we're either an employee, we're doing business, we're an entrepreneur, we're business owners, maybe we're at home mom, we're doing something. So we all have a do. But are we putting that do into a purpose, something greater about who we are, not just what we do, right? So my challenge to you is, if you're struggling, if you find yourself in neutral, if you find yourself not taking actions that are getting you specific results, what's your purpose? Why are you here? Who are you trying to serve? What impact are you trying to have on the world? How are you helping people? Richard Branson says, if you're in business and your business isn't helping somebody, get out of business. What's your purpose? Okay, so the purpose. Then have a big, clear why. Know why your purpose is what it is. Know why you're doing what you do and what you're trying to accomplish, right? Again, pain will push you. but a big why, a big vision, a big reason will pull you. I want to give you a really cool example I think everybody can kind of relate with. Picture a four-wheel drive truck, right? You guys are out in the forest, and you guys go out there every weekend. There's a ton of trucks out there every weekend. You get dirt bikes racing and riding, and there's quads, and there's people in trucks going through mud holes and everything, and a truck gets stuck in the mud. He's axle deep in mud. Is it better to push him or is it better to pull him out with another truck? Right? If we pull up to that truck and go bumper to bumper and try to push that truck, there's going to be friction. There's going to be dents and dings and bings and noise and all this stuff that's unpleasant. And there's a chance I'm going to get stuck with you. But if I get a truck and anchor it to a tree on dry ground, and hook up a good solid winch system or what have you, I can pull that truck out, and it's going to take a lot of power, a lot of force, and a lot of energy, but it's going to be smooth, and there's not going to be a lot of friction. I'm pulling that truck towards something that's safe and stable. Okay. And then the third thing, so it's have a purpose, know your why. Your why will pull you instead of pain and suffering pushing you, and then take action. I always say the best plan in the world without action is nothing. Action without a plan is better than a plan without action. I prefer both. Chuck warns us against this neutral a little bit. It's kind of a warning in a way. I took it as a warning. I don't know about you, Brian. I took it as a warning, right? And I think a lot of people get stuck in this paralysis by analysis mode, right? They're stuck living in thinking about what to do. They're stuck in thinking about the planning mode and what could be happening, but they're never taking action. And usually that is because you're avoiding something. I think neutral is the same as running. Brian, why don't you tell us how to apply this to our business?
Excellent. The Mike Calderwood Coaching Advantage application. And Mike, those were excellent 3 keys. And, throw a little plug out for our friends at Evernote, but love that we get to collaborate in this tool. And then also, we never really speak about what we wrote or any of that stuff. So it's really cool when it just flows from one piece to the next segment of the breakdown here. So, it's coming up on the mid-year. Okay, it's coming up on the mid-year, and this blog post we couldn't have bam slammed this one at a better time. Personally, I think for everyone listening and viewing this blog. So you're coming up on mid-year, and what I'm recommending is, number one, go read the blog post. Pull your own questions for yourself out of there, just like I did in the summary. Okay, pull those questions out that apply to you in your relationships and your business and in your health. Pull those questions out and hold on to them. The next thing I'm going to really, really, really focus on is the fact that we're coming up on that mid-year. We've actually scheduled our next business review whiteboard session, and I can't beg people enough to do whiteboard sessions. Get with your coach, get a whiteboard session. Why do you do that? Why? I'm mentioning this to everyone. I really think it makes all the difference in the world. And here's why: because it keeps you focused with the clear mindset. Okay. Let's face it. Work is work, right? It's work. It takes work. How much you enjoy it, it's still work. You have to get up. You have to do it. Like Mike said, you have to take some kind of action. Where you get bogged down and stumbled and fall down and stuck is when it starts thinking up here and you start doing that over-analyzation and you start thinking, well, maybe I'm not doing the right thing. Maybe I'm not saying the right thing. Maybe this is – okay, forget all about that. Get the whiteboard session done with your coach. Help him look at your mindset. Help him look at your team's motivation. Is the team's motivation just rah, 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 or is it that there's inspiration in the team that's inspiring everyone to push forward? And then lastly, in that whiteboard session, you're going to find out, where are you on goal achievement? Where are you on your goal achievement? The beginning of 2015, everyone set goals. Everyone set benchmarks. They set expectations. They did all these things. And now it's time. It's half the year is gone. And it's time to go ahead and say, okay, where are we on achieving our goal? Okay, if you don't have a coach to do this, if you don't have a mentor to do this, remember, Mike and I are here to help, and we ask you, like we do at the end, and we will again at the end, how can we help you? We can get you set up. And I'm sorry for going off on a tangent a little bit there, but I just want everyone to know that to apply what Chuck is teaching us here in the two driving forces, run away or run towards, you're really going to have to get some outside help to get a little bit different perspective on where you are, where you want to go, and what needs to take place to get there. So give it to your coach to do that. So Chuck takes us through, and the main thing that I got out of this and applying it was the reflection time, Mike. You know, are you taking time to reflect? What was the goal? What was the specific efforts to begin to reaching and qualifying, reaching those qualified benchmarks in your goal? Of the efforts, what's working well? What's not? What action items need to happen or be made to fill the gaps of what's not working so that you can move forward and achieve your goal? Do you have a clear implementation process to make you move forward, or are you going to do, as Chuck says, it's kind of the easy out? He was very clever and crafty putting that in there, that third option. Are you just going to fall into neutral and just, well, it is what it is? Mm-hmm. One of the favorite sayings of our times, hey, it's cool, it is what it is. Well, I don't know about you, Mike, but I'm not satisfied with it is what it is.
I don't like it.
How we can move forward and how we can do. I want to keep doing. I want to keep moving forward. So Chuck challenges each of us in this blog to reflect, to look at the driving forces, identify which ones are we're currently using or possibly stuck in. This is so powerful. I can only hope you take the time and the steps to find out where you are and what is driving you in your business. So, Mike, that's how I'm applying it. I'm beside myself to hear how you are, what you learned.
Good. I'm watching the video. Keep jumping back from you and I for some reason. I'm not saying anything. I'm watching. It's like you on the screen, then me, then you, then me, and I'm like, what's going on here? So a little technical difficulty there with
aliens.
Yeah, gremlins, right? So a little technical difficulty there for the viewers. I apologize for the flipping of the video there, but at least the audio was consistent. Brian, you make a ton of phenomenal points in this, and I think that this entire thing comes down to mindset, to be honest with you. That was the top thing that you put, and then you went through all this, and the top thing is the mindset. It's our thinking, our thought processes, and our fears and our frustrations and our emotional intelligence and our ability to problem solve and our ability to have conflict resolution. But none of that, all those skill sets, conflict resolution and problem solving and all that stuff, even looking at your business, even measuring where your goals are, none of it matters if the main thing's not the main thing. Meaning if it's not all in alignment, right? And here, I want to give you an example. I just want you to kind of try to picture yourself in a car going 60, 70, 80 miles per hour on the freeway, whatever kind of driver you are. And I want you to picture that the front end is out of alignment. Really bad. Right? You're constantly adjusting the steering wheel and fighting that pull. And if the pavement has any kind of tweaks or turns to it, or if there's any grooves in it, it really tugs your car fast, right? So you've got to now stay focused on just keeping the car in the path, really making your ability to focus on everything else, the bigger picture, more difficult. Right? But when your car is in great alignment, think about going on a road trip, right? You just kind of get in your groove, right? You got your one hand on the wheel, you can adjust your stereo, yell at the kids. You can do all those things at once, knowing what's going on behind you, beside you, in front of you, up ahead, being clear on where you're headed and where you're going confidently because things are in alignment, right? That's exactly how this works. It's the same way when things are out of alignment, it pulls you. Right? I hear a lot of entrepreneurs, I have like entrepreneurial ADD, shiny objects. It just means you're not focused and things aren't in alignment. So whenever something comes along, you're attracted, you're pulled and drawn towards that, like the groove in the road when your car's not in alignment, because you're not focused on the big picture. You're not keeping the main thing. So as Brian went through his steps there, what's the goal? What's the specific efforts? What's not working? What is working? What's your implementation process? How are you doing on goal achievement, team motivation, all these things, right? I look at it and I go, if my actions are not in alignment with my goals, I have a problem. If my goals are not in alignment with my vision or my overarching functional goals and strategic goals, I have a problem. If my overarching strategic goals aren't in alignment with my vision or mission, I have a problem. I'm out of alignment. If my vision and mission are not in alignment with who I am at the core and my core values and my bigger purpose in life, I'm out of alignment. All these things right down from the purpose to the action and all those steps in between need to be in alignment for you to get focused, intentional results. Take action. You'll never, if things are in alignment like that, you'll never find yourself in neutral. And you'll certainly won't find yourself running from things. You'll know exactly what you're running to. You'll know exactly the speed to go. You'll know exactly how to handle obstacles along the way. And clarity and confidence go through the roof when things are in alignment. Brian, that's my 2 cents, buddy.
Well, I have to go back to kaboom. That was good. That was good. So this has been another Bam Slam home run. I think everyone has to agree where we broke down, Brian Kaiser, and Mike Calderwood, another expert business blog so that you can better understand and apply the information to your business and your life for the real results that you're wanting. Now, look forward to new editions and new episodes of the BAM blog breakdown every Monday and Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I hope that you already did this, but just in case there might be a few stragglers, get on over to YouTube. And right there, when we pull up our YouTube, there's a button that's called subscribe. Go ahead and take your mouse and click on that. Subscribe to the channel. You're going to love what it brings you each and every Monday and Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All the links for today's show are underneath the video. We urge you to go over to chuckblakeman.com and read this blog in its entirety for yourself. Now, you got a lot out of today. We know you did. If you need to get in touch with someone from Chuck's team, please reach out to Mike or I. We can make a personal and professional introduction, get you started very quickly on your journey to getting either unstuck or to define, as Mike said, to define what you're running towards. So you know the speed, you know where you're going, you know there's no questions to be asked in there. In addition, if you're searching for a coach, if you're needing to get a whiteboard session, Mike and I are here to serve. Okay, we're here to serve, and we're going to leave this Bam Slam asking you, how can we serve you? Very simple question. How can we help you? I think with that, Mike, we're going to see everybody next time. We're out, man.
We're out.